Hi everyone, it's Cindy here from Cindy M's Crochet Corner. Today I want to make a little dress for a 6-month-old, and I only need 3 squares for this 6-month-old because she has a measurement of 17 inches around her chest, and that's what you would measure for whoever you're making it for, and then make your Sunburst Granny Squares. These are I only need 3 for her because this actually, when it's folded together, works out to exactly about 16. I'm going to stitch these together and actually works out to about 17 inches around. It has a bit of a stretch in it, so I'll stitch those 2 together, but I just want to show you how to make this square first, and then we'll get into the body of the dress. So I'm going to start with the Feels Like Butter again. I love this, it's nice and soft for babies, and it's a 4 medium weight. I'm using my 4.52 hook. You can use a 4mm hook depending on how tight you want these to be. They're quite loose, as you can see, so you can go tighter. You could do a 4 if you wanted to on this one. But I'm going to start with my white, and you can do 2 things here. You can do you can make like 4 chain and join your chain, or you can just do a magic ring like I'm doing here, and that's just folding over twice, turning and twisting, and pinch that so you have kind of like that little loop there. And we're just going to do 2 chains to lock it in place, and then you can manipulate the ring there as much as you like. But into this ring we're going to do 16 double crochet, so we don't include the 2 single chain, we just do 16 double crochet. And you need 16 because that will work out in the end when we start doing this square. You need to have 16 in the center, then 16 again, and then we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on each side basically, including the corners. So yeah, definitely need your 16. So we'll pop that in the center here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can let the tail go around, that's okay. 7, 8, 9, 'll just recount them when you're done. Make sure you got the right number. Pull that center nice and tight when you have. So just double check. We'll leave the first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. Now the next row we're going to do is the beautiful dark pink. So I'm just going to use a piece here that I have, and so I'm not going to slip stitch it in because I'm going to change over to this pink. I can find the end. Let's try this one. So we bring it in. I don't bother doing anything with it, I just bring it straight in, tie it off later. So go into that first stitch. I'll move that over there. Into that first stitch and just bring it in and through, and then 2 chain, and you've got it on the back there, is fine. Now you can cut this other one off if you want to here, which is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to tie it so they don't have any worries about it slipping through. So I'll just tie that just there, and then we'll start this next round, not too tight. So the next round we're going to do is going to be what we call a little puff stitch. So going right into where you were there, pop your hook in, pull it through, pull it up. And now put your finger on the top there, pop it into the same space, pull it up, and again pull it up. So you want to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on your hook, and it only needs to be about that high, probably a centimetre, a couple of centimetres. Pull through, close it up, 1 chain. That's your first puff stitch. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller. This is a good size, so that's what I'm sticking to. So we go through once, we go through twice, and we go through 3 times. 7 on your hook, pull through all, close the little circle there, or the eye they normally call it, with a slip stitch, and just do 1 chain. And you're going to do that all the way around. So 3, pull through, pull through, pull through. Okay, so we want to end up with 16 puff stitches in the end. So keep going around, just watch you don't catch anything. Keep it fairly neat. And into each stitch you want to do your puff. You get, once you do the few of these, you get used to it. And always pinch up the top here, that always assists you, helps you keep your height. Nice even heights there. Okay, so again I'm going to go around and do 16 of these, and then I'll show you how to do the next step, which will be our cluster stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pull through. So this is a puff stitch, and the next one will be like a cluster stitch, and that'll be double crochets together, and I'll show you that. So I'll just go around into each stitch there, and I'll meet you back over here. So to make the little granny square, the Sunburst Granny Square that we're doing here, I just yarn over to create a magic ring. Pop your hook through, turn, turn, so you're twisting, pinch it up the top there, grab your yarn and do 2 chain just to lock it in place. We want to do another 16 double crochet into the magic ring. So pull it around, yarn over into the ring, pull through 2, pull through 2. 16 is what we need. And just pull that around. You can now move that around and you can keep going in there. Just neatens it up a little bit for you. Don't be afraid to pull it around. Just double crochets all into the magic ring. If you can't do a magic ring, you can always do 3 or 4 chain and then join the chain at the start with a slip stitch. That's another way of doing this. I don't think it gives you as tight a center, but that's, you know, if it's easier for you, do it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We just need another 2. And that's not including your 2 chain. We don't include the 2 chain. Alright, so you can see it there. Pull it tight. Now I'm going to start the next row, and we're going to use this pretty pink. It's like a darker pink. And I'm just going to stitch it straight in. We don't do the slip stitch. We change colour and then do the slip stitch. So pull through, do 2 chain. That's what I find easy, and then you can just tie them off at the back. You can cut the other one as well. So now you've started with that, we want 16 of these clusters. So they're a puff stitch, sorry. That's what we want, and then we'll do a cluster, and then we'll just do the 3 double crochet. So a little puff stitch, all you do, you've done your 2 chain, you hold on to the top there, you pop it into the same stitch, pull through, yarn over, in again, pull through, yarn over, and one more time. So that's 3 times. You want 7 on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pull through all, close it with a slip and a chain. And that's your first little puff stitch right there. I'm just going to cut this other yarn off because we don't need it anymore. Just keep that trim. It's a bit too much as well. And we'll keep going with our clusters. We want 16 clusters. So into the next stitch, pull through, pull it up, hold there, yarn over, into that stitch, pull up, yarn over, hold on to it, and then there again and pull up. And you want 7 on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pull through all 7, close it with a slip and a chain. And that's a puff stitch. Okay, so the trick is to hold it up the top here with your finger, pop it through, pull it up, hold it, pop it in, pull it up, hold it, pop it in, pull it up, pull through all. As long as you're holding it up the top here, when you yarn over, you can't go wrong. Into the next stitch, we'll do another one. So it works out to 3 times. And then you should have 7 on your hook, pull through, pull through. So I'm going to go around to the end here and just watch this last little one. You need 16 of these beautiful puff stitches to make this work. Okay, so I'll keep going around, you do the same. I'll do one more for you, just slow it down a bit just so you can see. So you can see the next stitch there, pop it in, pull through, hold, yarn over, pop it in, pull, hold, yarn over, pop it in, pull through all 7, and then slip stitch 1 chain, and that's all there is to it. I'll keep going around to there and we'll make sure we've got 16. We'll count 16 and then we'll move on to the next row, which is the lighter pink. Alright, so I've just come back around. I'm going to do a slip stitch. Make sure you get right into that last one, and then I'm going to do a slip stitch. Don't worry about the buckling, it sorts itself out as we go along. Now make sure you count how many you have. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 is what we want. And I'm going to introduce the pink, the pale pink now. So into that space, that next space there in between the puff stitches, we're going to do a slip stitch, 2 chain. And again, we can fasten off the back. We can cut the previous yarn now, which is this pretty darker pink, and we can join these 2 together just gently. We'll stitch those in later, and then we can start with the pale pink, and we're going to do cluster stitches this time, what they call cluster stitches, which is that one there. It's a little bit different to a puff. It's probably more just double crochets together. I'll show you. So we'll do 3 double crochets together. So we'll include the first one as a stitch. We go in to do the double crochet, we pull through 2 and we don't complete. Go in again, pull through 2 and we don't complete. Go in one more time and we pull through 2, and we want to have 4 left on our hook. Pull through all 4, close the eye with a slip stitch, and then just 1 chain, and that's all it is to the little cluster. Again, yarn over into the space, next space, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 left on the hook, pull through all 4, close the eye, and just a single chain into the next, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 left, pull through all 4, close it with a slip stitch and a chain. And we're just going to do that all the way around. You want 16 again, you need 16, okay, for this next, for the squares, to form the square. So into the next stitch, right in between the 2 puff stitches, we'll do another set clusters. So there's 3, pull through 4, close that, and then just a chain. And we'll do that all the way around. Just take your time with this one, you want it to look pretty. If you make a mistake, pull it out, but definitely go in between. Okay? And keep counting how many you have. So I'm going to go around, keep the tension off your yarn. I'm going to go around and I'll meet you back to show you how to do this next section, which is the white. Alright, I'll see you in a sec. Oh. I've just done the last little stitch there, and this is, I'm just going to pop it in and do a slip stitch up the top here, and one more, so I want to just come over to this entry point here. I'm going to change back again now to the white, and we're going to do a slip stitch, 2 chain, and now we're going to do this row here. As you can see, we've got a so we're doing three sets of double, and then the corners. So we're going to change this beautiful circle into a square now. So what we do, so we're going to start on this second one in, not the corner. I'll keep the corner separately. So we'll do the second one in, so just do say three chain, and then we'll do another 2 double crochet right into there. Just tie off that back one to make that secure. And just cut your yarn and tie it off. You don't have to tie it tight, just a little bit there. This is pretty secure, this yarn. It sticks to itself, it's lovely. So in the next we do 3 double crochet, and then in the next we'll do another 3 double crochet. So you want 3 sets on each side of your square. So we want 3, 1, 2, 3 into each of those separate areas there, and then we're going to go into this is going to be the corner, so we're going to do a treble. So we'll do 3 trebles, 2 chain, 3 trebles, all in the corner. One, 2, and then another 3 trebles, just all in that corner, and we'll do that on each corner with 4 and 3 in between. And that's why it's really important to have your 16 going around, because we need that for the set of 3 and the corner ones, set of 3 corner. So you can see this next one, we've got 1, 2, 3, and then will be the corner 1 2 3, corner 1 2 3, and that's where we're going to do the last corner right there, and that makes a lovely square. So we'll go around on the second side and do 3 double crochet into that center there. So yarn over into the next, pull through 2, pull through 2, one more, this feels like butter. It's really nice. It's so soft and so nice on your hands, so I love using it so much. So this is a corner, we do a treble, so 1 2 3, and then the corner is the treble, so 3 and then 3, 2 chain, and then another 3, all in the same spot. So with your trebles, you always go yarn over twice into that space, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, and as you can see, you're getting a beautiful little square. So I'm going to keep going around till I get back here, and then I'll show you this beautiful dark pink row, and we are finished with our little granny squares. So make sure you have that beautiful set of 6 in there with the 2 chain. Alright, I'll speed this up and I will see you for the next round. Perfect. Just wanted to show you this last corner that I'm doing here. So we started just one around, and this is the corner here. So doing your treble, 2 2 and 2, this way you have a nice clean corner. So that's your 3 2, another 3, and then I'll show you how to join coming around. Alright, and then we just join up into here, and it's nice and clean. Always slip stitch to the first space that we're going to work into next. So that is one nice little square, and I like it where we keep that corner nice and clean without joins and things. Alright, so the next row we're going to do is we're going to join the pretty dark pink again. So I'm going to bring that in again, slip stitch and 2 chain, and then I'm just going to tighten it up on the back, cut my yarn, and pop that on. And I'm probably going to make a bucket hat after this one to match, because I've got plenty of little squares now. So I've got the 3 that I need for around the baby's chest, and then I've got a spare one, and this is a second spare. So I'll do a beautiful little bucket hat to go with this dress. So again, we do the 3 chain and 2 more double crochet, and then this time we've got 1 2 to do here. Then we're going to go into the corner. The corner is going to be a little bit different this time. This is the last row of the granny square. So 3 into each, just double crochet, and then we'll do what's called an extended double crochet, not a full treble but just an extended double crochet, and I'll show you that. So we pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2, 1, 2 and 2, and we'll do 6 of those, so with 2 chain in between the 3. So 3 on each side, pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2, and 1 more. And you're going to do that on each corner now, then back into the space there, with normal double crochet, then miss your 3 into the next, and 1 more. So at this stage you should have, when doing the side, you should have 1, 2, 3 and 4, so it should be 4, and that's your last row. 4 on the side and just your corners. So I'm going to keep going with my double crochet, and I will meet you back around to finish off with a magic join, or invisible join I should say. So remember, on your corner this time we're not doing trebles, we're doing a extended double. So go through once, go through twice, go through twice. Okay, once, twice, twice. And we're going to do that 3 times before we do 2 chain. So that's 3, 2 chain, and do another 3, all into that same space. Alright, I'll keep going around and I'll meet you back at the start of this row. Hope you're enjoying the tutorial so far. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to continue watching what I'm up to. The next will be a bucket hat, and I've also introduced a new scheme, the membership scheme, where I will show you extra different videos, tips and shorts, that sort of thing, different things there, different new stitches that I've come up with. So if you're interested, please have a look at the membership. If you're happy just following along, that's fine too. I'll keep going and I will join you back around to the start here. And it's starting to take beautiful shape, and I'll show you how to stitch these together shortly. Keep going. So just coming back to the start again. Just want to show you, we're going to join here again. So as you can see, I've worked around the corner, so I've kept my corner nice and separated from the join here. So I'm going to now cut my yarn and we'll just do an invisible join. So pull through and go into the back of the next stitch and pull your yarn through from the back, and then go back into the stitch that you just did and pull through the center. So go to the back loop and pull through, and that is your invisible join. So we're going to stitch all of our yarn ends in, and then we can join the two together. So the next step is to join your pieces together, and this is how we're going to do it. It looks really neat and clean and easy, and it has a little bit of chain in between just to stop the gap there. So I've joined two already. I'm going to join the third one, and this is how big my little one's going to be, and then we'll start doing the skirt. So we put the two faces together, so make sure you're putting the outside of the garment to get together, so the front faces together. So that's the inside there. You can see this is the inside section, so you want to see the inside and the inside, both sides. You can put stitch markers in if you like, to make sure that you're on track, but it's pretty simple. We're just going to go through the end, the chain 2 space, and then just in between these segments here, back and front, and we're just going to do it's just purely going to be a single crochet. So let's do that. So you can, on your first part here, right into those 2 chain, just pop your yarn through, lock it in place. We'll tie this later, so don't worry about it too much. So we do say 3 chain or 4 chain, completely up to you depending on your tension. The idea is to go into that next stitch space and keep it so it's not pulling. So you could go 3 or you could go 4. I'm going to do 3, and we'll just see how we go. So into that next space, we're just doing a single crochet, chain 3, and then into the next space we do a single crochet, but make sure you catch the back as well. So you're going through 2 layers with a single crochet all the way through. Okay, 3 chain all the way through the side and the back side, just a single crochet, and that's as easy as that is. It's not difficult at all. And again, 1, 2 and 3 into there, and then pull the back, single, 1, 2 and 3, and then we'll go into there. Now I'm going to leave my yarn attached because I'm going to use this. I'm going to start working the skirt of the dress. So that's joined nicely there, and this is going to be the back of mine because I'm only doing the 3 squares is all I need for the 17 inches that I require around the baby. But if you have a bigger size that you need to do, then keep going. If it's 4, try to start underneath the armpit, and the same with any bigger sizes, start under the armpit. Sorry, I'm just having a drink, losing my voice. Alright, so this one now we're going to start. We're going to do, the first row is going to be an increase row for the skirt. You can do as many or as little as you like, depending on if you want it to have a bit of a ruffle around the top. I'm going to do a few increases on this first one. I like a bit of ruffle, so I would do 2 chain to start with, and then I would do into the circle. Actually, I want to go into the circle with this, so I'll just show you the front. It's going to be so cute. I've just come to the end of joining this piece together, these two together. So I want to do the skirt now, but you need to turn your work inside out. So you've got the front facing you. Okay. And I'm going to start this one from the back because this is, I'm not going to cut my yarn. So I'm going to slip stitch into that first segment there, just so I'm in the segment, right in there in that space. I'll do 2 chain, and then I'll do another 2 double crochet, make that 3, 1 chain into the same space. We're going to do another 3 double crochet, and what that does is gives us an increased row. That's our little increase for this row, and that gives us a bit of a frill. And then into the next we're just doing 3 double crochet. Now the body of the skirt's going to be this one colour. I'm just going to do this dark pink, which I really like, and all we do is work our way around the entire circle now. And we start with the increase, we do 1, 2, then we do another increase, and we'll just keep doing that all the way around, just on this first row, and we do a chain in between, and that helps us for working on the next row. So increase, 2 sets increase. Alright, so increase, 2, increase. So make sure you have that chain in between, 1 chain, and keep going around, 2 sets of 3 double crochet. Now if you want it frillier, you can do 1 set of the 3 and then do your increase just on this first row if you want. So we'll have a look at it when it's done. It might be frilly enough, but you can always increase if you want to. And just on your larger sizes, just do the same concept. You increase into sets of double crochet. So I'll do an increase here, and just completely ignore the joins. You're just working around in the rounds now on this skirt. 1 chain in between the 3. So on the next row we work into that 1 chain. So that little 1 chain there, we'll work into that with a set of 3 double crochet on the next round. So remember, we're working on the front side now, the outside. And 3. It's going to look really cute. So what we'll do with these now is we're just going to keep going until we get the length that we want. And just working around and joining back here. You can always put a stitch marker in, but it's pretty obvious where it is. You've got on the join, but you know, if you've got a bigger one you're doing, you could be under the armpit, would be better. You just don't want that join to be too obvious, really. This is a beautiful stitch though, it kind of hides things too, so you don't have to worry so much. It's very not noticeable at all, which is good. Okay, so I'm going to work my way around, just doing my increase and 2 sets of 3 double crochet. And this is so little that I will probably be there very quickly. This dress you could probably work up in a day. It's that easy, and it will probably only take you not even a ball of each colour, except for the pink. That would be a couple of balls, I would say, depending on, you know, what size you're working with. So increase 1, 2, and I need to do an increase here. 2 more. Yeah, depending on what size you're making to how many you need, always make sure you've got more than enough. Alright, I'll keep going around and I'll join you for the next row. I'll show you how to do that. We'll have a bit of a look at it and see if it's got a nice, if that's enough of an increase, or if we need to do more. You can always drop it back to just the one in between and do your increase. So increase 1 set of 3, increase if you wanted to make it more ruffled, I'd say. But we'll just stick to this for now, see how it goes. Alright, I'll keep going, you keep going, and I'll see you back at the start over here. Just coming to the last little one there, I've done an increase, I've done 1 set. I'm just going to do 1 more set here, and then I'm going to slip stitch to join, and then we'll begin the next row. So just 3 in there. So mine's worked out perfectly. I've got the increase and 2 sets there, and then an increase, and that's what's happened on the other side, the increase 2 sets, and then I'm going to do a join just right into there. So about the 3rd up, 3rd chain up, do your slip stitch, and now we want to work into the centers here. So I'm going to slip stitch over and start in the center there. I'm going to do 2 chain and then start again. So in this one we're just going to do 3 double crochet, 1 chain, 3 double crochet into the next. That's all this row is going to be. We're not doing any increasing, just doing your fan of 3 or cluster of 3, whatever you want to call it, into each one. So now on this row you should end up with 3 of these in between the increases there, and that's how your dress increases. We won't increase anymore, and this is how big it'll be. So if it's not frilly enough, just do another row of increases if you want to. So I've got that increase row there, the center one, which is the single chain. That's where you do your next set of 3, and then just work your way all the way around with just sets of 3 double crochet into the spaces there. There should be chain 1 spaces. So I do forget to put the chain in between. It's not a big deal, but if you can put a chain in between your sets, that's nice. It's not a biggie. So just chain 1 into the space. So work it all the way around this row. Just move your work around into the center of the increase there. Just do your 3 So I'm going to keep going all the way around. I'll meet you back at the other side, and I just want to have a look at it, see if it's enough of an increase. I think it'll be cute actually. Time will tell when you start getting a bit of length to it. If it's not frilly enough for you, definitely go add that increase every second one if you want to. I'm just going to leave this for now, see how it comes out. But you keep going. All you're going to do now is work in the round, do your join here, just doing your 3 in each one all the way until you get the length that you want. I'm going to actually go down to about 12.5 inches, probably 12 inches I'll do, and then that half I just want to do a different sort of like a fanned effect on the bottom of the skirt, so I'll show you. It'll be really quite pretty. So just work your rounds till you get the length you want, doing the same thing now, and I'll meet you to do the frill bottom, which will be like sets of fans. It'll look really pretty. And once we've done the bottom, we'll then move back up and just do the little ties for around the shoulders. So I'll keep going until I get about 12 inches in length, and that's basically from here down. It's 12 inches, and then I'll go from there. So keep working in the round. Don't forget to do your single chain in between. If you find it's not frilly enough, just do this round, but add your second set of increases. Do exactly what you did on the last row, just on a second row. And I'll join you for the last row around the bottom of the dress. Have fun, and I will see you soon. And I'm doing an increase as I'm saying it. No increase for me. All right, just 3 in each one. I will see you soon. Alright, so I have the length that I require for this dress that I'm making. I was looking for about 12 inches, by 12.5 inches, roughly 12.5 inches. So I've got 12 inches there, and I've left a little bit because I want to do a ruffled edge now. So I'm going to stay with the same color. You can change it up to the white or whatever color you like, but I'm just going to keep the same color at the base here. So I'm just going to leave it as a single chain there, and into the next one we're going to do 7 double crochet, and this will give a scalloped effect like a fan around the bottom. I think 7 is a good size, especially for these spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, one more, and then the next space we'll do a single crochet. That just kind of locks in the shape there, and then the next space we'll go back to doing the 7 double crochet. 3, and one more. There's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Single crochet into the next, and then 7 into the next. So we're going to do that all the way around, and I think that'll give it a nice edge. It didn't get the ruffle going as much as I'd wanted to, so if I was to do this again, I would definitely do the increase, just one set of 3, then I'd do another increase instead of the second set, just to give it a bit more of a ruffle if that's what you want. This is still going to really look quite pretty because she's only like 6 months old, and I want it not to be too flowy, because you know, I don't want it to catch on anything. That's that sort of thing. So single crochet, next one 7 double, and do that all the way around. Change up your colors if you want to. I think this looks quite pretty, just the same color. I've only used parts of 2 other balls and maybe a ball of this one. That's all I've really done on this project. One more. Obviously, if you're making it for somebody older, you're going to use more. And this is for a 6-month-old, so I only needed 3 squares, and those squares were quite big, about 6 inches I think in width. So let's go back there. So do 6, 7 in there. Yeah, and the next project I want to do, which will carry on from this one, is to make a little bucket hat that will go with it. I think that'll be really cute. And I've been playing around with the little granny squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a single crochet. So that's what we want to look like. And the little granny squares are these ones here. This is the next project. They're only about 3 inches across, and we need about 4 of them, and that'll make a little bucket hat, and I'll show you how to do that in the next tutorial, so stick with me. They will look really cute, and I'll show you how to do that and finish this last little border off and do the shoestring straps. So keep going around, stop the video if you need to, but I will speed this up and join you to finish this off shortly. What have we got? There's always one more, and that. Okay, it's looking good. The yarn's so pretty, and it gives you beautiful detail. So I'm just on my last one. I've finished the ruffled edge, and it does come to back to where I was. And I'm just going to do a slip stitch there, and that's perfect. Pop it through, do a slip stitch, and you are done. Pull that through. I've already cut that, so that's pretty much it. And let's just do a invisible join here. Pop that through, just go from the back, pop it through, and then just go into the stitch before into the back loop and pop that through there. Pull it tight, and then we'll darn that in. But that's pretty much very cool little invisible join. This is clearly the back for this one, and this will be the front. Now we need to work out where to put probably best to pop it on the person you're doing it for, and then we'll measure. For this one I'm going to do about 4 inches in between. That should be enough. We can always adjust these later, it's not a biggie. But I'm going to match the front and the back and just pop stitch markers in, and you can pop it on and just have a look at it on just to see if it sits nicely where you want your straps to go. So the next section we're going to do is we're going to make the straps, and they're just shoestring straps. They're really easy. You can do a thicker strap, but I'm going to stick with this one. I'm going to use, I think, the white. I'll do white and dark pink. So I've got 2 balls here. And I'm going to use a strand from each to do this, and I'll show you how to do this. It's pretty easy. So let's get the two together. Grab your hook, make sure they line up nicely, and then just do a twist, and kind of like a slip knot is what you want with the two strands. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over and then pull through, yarn over, pull through, and that's all we're going to do for these shoestring straps. And just do a fairly good length, because you want a bit to go over, just to go up and tie basically. So we need 4 of these pretty much. So just over and pull through, over, pull through. Let me just see, pop that up out of the way so you can see it better. You can see what's happening there. It just gives you a pretty edge all the way around. So I'm just going over the hook, pull through, over the front, pull through, and we're going to make 6 straps. So all you need is to measure from where the top is going to sit on the child and go up past probably I just give it a length just so she can tie a little bow is what you want. So I would say more is better, so go for as long as you want on this one, but I'll just I think you'll probably find you just keep going. It's fantastic. And then we'll just do at the end we'll just do a yarn over and pull through. But just do 4 lengths, and I would probably look at maybe going a little bit longer than that. So what about we say, I keep losing my tape measure. We go, yeah, probably the width of the dress, I'd say 10. We'll do 9 on each one, so just do 9. Say about 9 on each one. Go a bit longer if you want to, but all we're going to do is we're going to join it up the top here, and then you want to, so if we're going to join it up here, you want to be able to tie it up the top on the shoulder. So maybe go about 10 inches, but measure as you go if you want to. If you can, just pop it on, measure up around to where you can actually tie it. So make 4 of those, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, I've done one at 10 inches, and I think that would be probably enough to go from the top to tie. So just to finish it off, all I would do is just pull through both, and then just cut it with a little bit. You can always make it neater later and just pull it tight. So that's 1. We need another 4 of those. But before we continue, I just want to show you quickly, I want to do just to neaten up the top end of this top. Instead of leaving it like that, which is kind of a bit gappy and stuff, I don't like that. I want to do a scalloped edge, the same as we did the bottom here. We don't need to do 7, we can do something like 5. I think would look nice on this top edge. So I'm going to start from, I might start from the back, seems to be the most ideal place, and I'm going to just add say into here. What about there? I might just do a chain 1 just there, and then let's have a look. I might just do a single crochet there, and see, I've got the stitch marker there. I'll do say a 5 scallop, so 5 double crochet into there, because what we can do is we can join I'll make it 5. So what we can do is we can join that little shoestring strap probably around that middle one. So we'll do 5. Into the next we'll just do a single crochet. Into the next do your 5. 5's enough. You don't want it to be too bulky up the top. So that's 4, one more, and I'll just show you how we can join the strap. So hopefully we'll get the same on the other side here. Try to get your little scalloped edge into here, and the same with the front. And with the strap we can just feed it through. I'd actually feed it around that and probably tie it off. So something like this. We're on the outside there, so I might go in through the back and back around, and then we can actually stitch that back in. I like to have that out the front, so that might work. Just see. Have a think about this, how we're going to join it. We'll have a play with that when we get there. But I think using these scallops would work. And if we just fix it through there, that would look cute. Alright, I'll have a think about that, but for now just do the scalloped edge around the top here just to neaten it up a bit. I think that would look nice. So just 5 in each second space, every second space do your 5. I love borders. Borders just make it look so much nicer. And next one is a single crochet, and just keep going all the way around until we get back here, and we'll do a slip stitch back there again, neaten that up, tie all our ends in. You can tie those together actually. I always like tying them together, just helps to stop things from coming apart. Alright, I'll keep going around, you do the same. So we're doing 5 and then single crochet 5, single crochet 5. Hopefully it'll work out. That's a single crochet there, and that's where your line is. You want to try to get your 5 into here, so you can always just do another single crochet and then get your 5 into there. That would work better. And then we've got single crochet 5, single crochet 5. That works perfectly. Single crochet, we just want to marry that up so we get a 5 scallop in there, and then do a single crochet I think there. So just watch how you're tracking on this. I think you need a bit of a solid section to put the little strap on. Not that it's going to be weighted down too much. but I think that would be good. One more, and then single, 5, 5, then single, then 5 works perfectly. All right, I'll keep going around, you keep going around, and we'll join back up, finish off our straps, and I'll show you how to attach them, and we're done. Don't forget to darn all your ends in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is enough, and I will do the same. Okay, I think that just gives it a nice little edge on the top, and I'll leave these here. Alright, see you in a second. I've worked my way all the way around now with this little 5 cluster sort of shell stitch here, and I'm in the middle of the back here, and I'm just doing another one just to go over so that I can then just slip stitch off down here. I was going to leave it, but it looks a bit gappy, so I thought I'd just do one just in that seam there, 5, and then we'll just do a slip stitch down to the bottom of the first little single crochet that we did, and then we can cut this yarn, and that would look a lot nicer, I think, around the top, just to give it a nice edge. And just fasten off. We can stitch our ends in shortly, but I just wanted to show you when you're doing your straps. I'll just bring that down, just fasten it off wherever you can so it doesn't come apart, and then we'll just pop that inside, and I'll do some darning later. But I just want to show you where we've got our little straps now. I've marked this, the front and the back. This is the back and that's the front, and I've just repositioned them so just make sure it's nice and centered. So to there, so we've got about that, roughly that distance in between. So on the back here we want the same. So I'm going to move this one over. So I've got one there just on the inside, one there just on the inside. So I think just here would be fine. Just on the top of that one, and then we'll leave the 2 in between. So I'm just going to do the strap now, and I think once you've done, it's about 10 inches, I think it's heaps. Just go into the stitch there. We've got 2 pieces here. I'm just going to feed it in and just do a tie, to be honest. If you had a longer piece you could crochet it in, but I don't. I've cut it, so I'm just going to tie it off like that and then feed the pieces in. I'll do it maybe 3, just an extra one, and then I'll just feed these pieces in, and that's one strap, and I think that's plenty. That's all you need really, just that little strap there that'll hold it, and you can just tie it at the top. So go ahead and do the other 4 little straps and darn in your ends, and you are pretty much finished. You can do, if you want to, one of these straps you can actually do one and feed it through the middle here. If you want to pull it in a little bit, you can feed a strap through and do a bit of a tie at the front here. That would look really pretty, doing a tie at the front here if you wanted to. That's up to you. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to finish up here. I'll do my other straps and I am done. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It's very cute. Remember, change up your sizes where you need to. Just add your squares, and I will join you for the next project. Please, if you like this, like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to see what I'm doing next. It's going to be this really cute little bucket hat. I can't wait for you to see this one. So please stay tuned for that. Until then, have a fantastic day and stay safe.